turn on your mic. Good morning, guys, and welcome to the news. Holy crow.
I know, right?
Crow? Holy cow. That's the news. Either way, before we get to the news, as always, weather. You know, before you tell me what the temperature's outside, these last couple mornings driving in with, obviously the top down.
Yes.
If it's not raining, the top is down. Doesn't matter whether it's 1,000,000 degrees or freezing as of yet. We haven't got to the winter time. I haven't had it in the winter time to know whether or not it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah. But man, it has been gorgeous. Gorgeous in the morning.
No question. Yes, totally.
But what do we got for our weather coming in?
Our weather is 77 degrees.
Really?
77, and in an hour it's going to be 81. So a few more degrees up. But sorry for the guys that has 48 degrees.
Sorry, Ron.
Sorry, David.
David Monroe.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the man.
48, man.
I tell you what, he's kind of like my tech support on the Hi-Fi show, because he has all the questions. He answers all the things my brain can't remember.
Yeah. So like David in there and Saturday Fan of the Truth, it's like, hey guys, 30 minutes in.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah,
Jason used to be the keeper of time,
right?
And then Jason slacked because he got
he got this
I'm a manager
job
now.
to do.
I'm a manager at my Stereo Kings now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a dude up north, man. You guys are having that. Yes, man. Jesus.
No, over here we have beautiful weather, 77 degrees.
Yeah,
it's gonna get hotter and hotter later, but
it's getting hot in here. No,
I'm gonna take my clothes off.
No, please don't. But hey, we got some news for you. As always, we cobbled together some stories, some things, bits and pieces of stuff. And I will say this: since we started to do this, it's helped us a lot. I feel, just because we'll have manufacturers come in. For the store, not necessarily, not to see us, but just, for the store. We'll have phone calls, or we'll have conversations. And it's amazing how many people don't have a clue what is actually going on in the world, as far as, why we can't get products and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I watched John, our Schneider, Kicker Rep, made us watch this video yesterday that basically someone took the time to put together a montage of all the reasons. They really overproduced. So are we. And it was I knew all of it. I was and I was just you didn't know this? I mean, hey, and I said, hey, if you'd like a better way to learn about what's going on in the industry, 9 a.m. Friday. All right. Yeah. You guys, on the other hand, are all here, so let's just get right to it. Oh, wrong button.
Thank you.
I still, it's not like I know how to work the machine or anything. Yeah. Both SoCal ports expand operation. One of the biggest questions that I've heard from people is how come there aren't more people? How it's been really, along with many other things, one of the biggest problems for the shipping has been the people, both with California shutting down because of COVID, now it is opening up, and it's like, okay, well, it's open now. Why don't we? And it's like, all right, well, we don't have truckers. And there seems to be a plethora of excuses out there to be had,
100%.
both from the port, from the truckers, from the businesses. But they have extended hours. They're working towards 24 hours a day, as long as they have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
And of course, that means that if you're a business and you've got a container, you need to be there on Sunday to unload that thing if necessary, which in the conversation they've had with some of the vendors, it's like, yeah, we're cool. We'll be there. Just tell us when, where, and what, and we'll deliver your stuff. Most of these people are super excited because with the holidays coming,
not so much.
I
mean, I was thinking the same thing when I read it, and then hello,
I don't know what that is. One of my devices is ringing.
Hang on, guys. Somebody forgot to turn the phone off. Oh, somebody forgot to turn the alarm on.
No, dude. So my phone is ringing, but my watch isn't. So that means somehow
it's backwards.
No.
Phone
Yes, my watch
is not ringing.
So somehow they got the magical Apple phone number for just the watch, because the watches have their own phone number. You just this number just ports over to that. So somehow they wow, that is funny. All right, moving on. Any thoughts on this?
Man, I'm excited that they open. They're gonna have more people working. Of course, they're gonna pick up more chefs and all that stuff.
And they're gonna pay more. Which,
they're
let's
gonna pay
be honest,
more. Yes,
I think at the end of the day, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
All right.
Now this is a good thing. We're thinking, yes, everything is gonna be fine. No.
Well, okay, but all right. Depends on how you look at this. So we've got tons and tons of container ships, which in the industry was a big topic this week for some reason. Someone snapped a picture coming into LA of like all the ships just out there, which who cares? But the point is, this next story is a bad thing, but could be a good thing because it'll allow us to get caught up. And that is Chinese factories partially shuttered. What is the title sucks.
Yes.
Here's the deal. If the manufacturing facilities in the north of China, all right, so for those of us that are more politically news orientated, which I am not, we all know for years and years people have been complaining about the greenhouse gases and the emissions and all this fun stuff that comes out of China, because China has said, hey, we're gonna make good on our promise to not add so much pollutants to the fishbowl that we call the world. They picked the perfect time to start doing it. Instead of actually solving the problem, what they've decided to do is rotating blackouts for these big businesses. And depending on whether you're on the power grid for these big businesses or not, you're going to not have power. And it's not just like they're going to do like they do here, where we have rotating blackouts like for like 2 hours in the middle of the day, like there's no power, so you're dying basically because it's like 110 and you don't have air conditioning. And we all have to find the one place where there's air conditioning and just kind of hang out. No, they're not going to do something cool like that. They are going to shut the power down for 4 to 5 days in some cases, 3 days in other. And this is in North China production facilities. Now, as far as the southern China facilities, it's going to be a much less shutdown. I don't know why the article really doesn't go too deep into this, but they're going to be shutting them down. Now, some of these facilities have, and this is where it gets funny. This is the part I find funny. Some of these facilities have already bought generators. Like they got the inside tip that this is what, is going to happen. So like, we're just going to go buy generators. Which means generators work off fossil fuel, which means these companies are just going to say, all right, well, if you won't give us electricity, we're just going to burn some diesel gas out back and create our own energy, as opposed to installing like solar panels on the roofs and trying to solve the greenhouse gas issue. So I think it's very, in there again, I'm not a newsie. I'm just an outsider like yourselves looking in at these stories. I think it's a stupid move.
Well,
I don't think it solves the problem.
At the end of the day, I believe for us right now, if we're thinking that we're gonna get our shipments and all our product, now it's gonna take probably like 2 months right?
Yeah, so they're expecting like a 2-month wait period, but you have the letter that got sent out.
There's somebody sent a letter to one of these manufacturers. You know.
Do you want me to read it? Or you want to read it?
I mean, you can put it on. So it's in there. So it's in there.
Duh! It says, "Dear customers, perhaps you have noticed that the recent dual control of energy consumption policy of the Chinese government, which has a certain impact on production capacity for some manufacturing companies, and the delivery of orders in some industries has to be delayed." That is one sentence. Holy crap. It's 3 sentences, guys. Did they text this in? Holy Jesus. Yeah. In addition, the Chinese Ministry of Ecology and Environment has issued the draft of 2021-2022 Autumn and Winter Action Plan for Air Pollution Management. In September, during the autumn and winter this year, from 1st to the 31st of March, the production capacity in some industries may suffer further or may be further restricted. Okay, you get the idea here. Yeah. Basically, what we're looking at is they're going to shut down facilities. Now, why is that a good thing? Well, obviously, that means they're not going to be shipping out products, which means that we might be able to get caught up in the ports. So I'm trying to see the positive here, okay? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we all know it's a big freaking negative. However, there is a bigger picture in this that we're not going to dive deep into because there again, we don't. But most of you guys can most of you guys that follow along with industry really know where we're going with this and the bigger picture. So we don't need to expound upon that. Right. But
because we can spend like an hour in this.
Yeah, we can see what's happening there. Right. So take it as a negative, take it as a positive, take it as the news that it is. And speaking of news, we'd like to thank CE Outlook, of course, for providing us with the news that we report to you. Whether it's a good story or a bad, it really doesn't matter. Stay tuned till after the show. In the show notes, we'll have links to these stories. So if you'd like to read them in their entirety and form your own opinions, as opposed to getting the opinions of us two installers that do this for a living, whatever works for you.
Yeah, hey, exactly.
But thank you, CE Outlook, for providing us with some fun stories. Now, on to happier news, because, you know, I saved the best for last. Or at least the middle.
Okay.
And there again, it's nothing spectacular, but all right, let's go over to here. And Metra, that's right. Remember those guys. Metra ships UTV power distribution kits. Now here's the story really in this. With as popular, and I mean as popular as these UTVs seem to be for this industry, how in the hell has this not happened yet? Okay? I mean, think about it for a second. Like, we have marine kits, which it's like they're marine kits. Let's be honest. They're for boat. Nobody wants to. Well, okay, not nobody, but most people don't want to run red and yellow wire.
Yes.
I mean, some people might because it's red and yellow and it looks kind of cool. But like, why we haven't gotten UTV kits up to this point? Now, I understand a lot of the times when you buy these kits, they come with all the power wire and stuff like that. Like Rockford includes the power wire, Kicker includes the power wire. But there are more manufacturers than just Rockford and Kicker as far as how. So congratulations to Metra for stepping up and being like,
totally.
Do you think this is a thing? Yeah, I think this is a thing.
Yeah.
So these kits are for adding amplifiers as well as adding multiple batteries. They try to give you all the bits and pieces needed. And of course, you can head over to metraonline.com to learn more about these. But I think it's a cool idea. I think some of the power distribution obviously is just brought over from the marine industry and stuff like that, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just let's label it what it is, because the guy that has a UTV isn't necessarily looking for parts for a boat.
Yeah. So,
and a lot of it is the same stuff. So, kudos to you. Any thoughts on this one?
No. I like it. I just feel that they take so too much, right? They should have come out with this one like
not necessarily Metra. I'm just saying in general. I'm surprised.
In general, I'm not saying hey Metra. No, I'm just saying in general. But they are the first one, so why not?
And then in problem solving, this is a big one, guys, and I'm actually pretty excited about this one. Our friends over at Mobridge, first of kind preamp for Mercedes. Now, a lot of you guys are familiar with the term Amp Pro, and that is because Amp of America, Amp Global, and the PAC brand came out with the Amp Pro first. The Amp Pro was a device that was designed to integrate in a factory premium audio system. It has expanded now to some non-premium audio systems because they've actually done research and figure out ways to do it. But the concept behind it is if you have a factory radio and you need a preamp section, how do I get that preamp section in a way that doesn't involve a high level to low level adapter? Thus the Amp Pro. Now, Mobridge, believe it or not, was first to market with the Mobridge interfaces for BMWs and German cars years before the Amp Pro became the quintessential. We're the first.
Yeah.
So think of Amp Pro more as the iPod. It wasn't the first. It was just the one that made the most attention and became the standard for it. Mobridge has been doing this for a really, really, really long time. Now, stepping up to the plate, Mobridge, of course, like Nav TV, tries to find specific holes where they can go in and give us things for cars that they like to be like first. Nav TV, of course, was first in like A to B. Mobridge just launched their A to B piece a couple months ago. Metra has their A to B piece now. PAC should have an AB in IData. Will have theirs, probably around the same time. Yeah, who the heck knows? But a lot of this stuff revolves around technologies that constantly change. A2B is called A2B because that is the bus network that it uses. AVB is called AVB because that is the bus. CAN is a CAN bus. The newest, one of the buses that is popular right now is another bus called MOST, just MOST, MOST. And unfortunately in MOST, there's a ton of different categories in which they provide data bus. So there's fiber optic, there's digital over copper, there's an analog, there's all kinds of MOST systems, and that is added to the confusion as far as what device do I need? Can I integrate with it? And then again, the same car may have a MOST bus and then not have a MOST bus.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing. However, as we all know, fiber optic is king. All of a sudden, everyone's all excited about Toshlink and fiber optic and stuff like that. Fiber optic is very expensive. And even though you have a car that can cost anywhere between $70,000 to $250,000, it gets to the point to where it's like, is this the best way to do things? Mercedes-Benz has finally realized that after years and years of doing fiber optic. That's not to say they're not continuing to do it. However, there are better ways to do it now, and one of those is MOST over copper. So Mobridge is the first to come out with a interface to talk to that digital over copper and is now shipping that very soon. There are going to be 3 versions of this. A base model, which will take, this is the funny part, which will take the copper MOST and turn it into a Toshlink, which I think makes sense because you're going to launch your DSP. You're going to need that. They make another version of it. So the basic, believe it or not, is a Toshlink, which I think is funny. That's the basic.
And then the standard.
The standard is going to be a preamp and Toshlink. So it's going to have like 10 channels of RCA output along with a Toshlink. And then you have the premium, which just has their DSP.
Pro. They call it the Pro.
Pro, which is 12 channels of RCA output along with a built-in DSP that has an upmixer for the same channel.
They have a lot of capabilities, upmixing and EQ and all that stuff. So
definitely what we're getting at is
I'm still confusing what should I get. But I feel this is really nice.
I'm just happy that they've these manufacturers have just keep evolving this. And there again, we kind of figured this was going to be one of those boutique things where companies like Nav TV and Mobridge are first to market with a lot of these because they're smaller, more nimble companies.
I'm just happy that this one came out because we have
a couple of customers that
they actually have a brand new Mercedes, and they just looking to change this sound system in their car. So there you go. I mean,
we know
it's nice.
But it's the new hotness, so it's like that's what everybody.
Coax.
It's like, oh, this is the new thing.
Yeah.
Coax over copper, no issues. Just plug it in and done.
Yep.
Thinking of how much time left. That almost sounds like a bad thing, man.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like a bad thing. Okay, so boom.
It's
finally dropped.
Ooh.
SEMA news, guys. SEMA news. For those of you that are planning to go to SEMA, I'm going to move this up here into the corner because we don't necessarily need to see that date. For those of you that are planning to go to SEMA, which we are going to be there. If you're going to be there, we'll be at the audio control booth with your friend and mine, Mr. Steve Mead.
Yep.
We're super excited about that.
Gonna be there.
Along with Chris Bennett and Matthew Palumbo. You know, hey, those guys are going to be there too. Just say
Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
Yeah, exactly.
We've been waiting for this information. SEMA has basically dragged their heels through most of this. We kind of knew what the answer was going to be, just because it seems like they're. I got to be honest with you. It seems like, you know, companies are dropping out daily for what reasons I don't understand. And the reasons that a lot of these companies are giving that are not going sounds really stupid.
Yeah.
So SEMA, all right. So SEMA is a consumer show, which means it's open to the public.
This is one of the shows that you can go.
As a manufacturer, this gives you the ability to put your products in front of people that might not normally see them. Meaning, if you don't have a dealer, a lot of people come from all around the country to be and see these things, to see these cars and see this stuff. So if you're a small company or even a big company, it makes sense to be there and put your products in front of people's eyeballs.
I feel that regardless of how big is your company, you and me, we are competitors, right? We probably are bigger. But if you're not going, I have the opportunity to put my product up, and I don't have to compete with you, because everybody's going to come out to my booth.
They're still going to want to
see the product, correct? So
now, and there's a lot of, basically this is an automotive show, so it's not just car audio. It's very small part of it is car audio. There's, you know, everything under the sun is there. So here's my question.
Yeah,
a lot of these vendors are saying that their dealers aren't going to be there, so they're not going to go because they go to support their dealers. And I'm like, well, I mean, let's be honest. Who cares? Like, so if I'm already buying your product, why do I need to go to the show to see you? I don't, because I'm not there to see your show. I'm gonna go look at everything else. I will never make it into your booth because I sell your stuff. I look at it every day. So the idea of a manufacturer saying they're not going because their dealer base isn't necessarily going, to me, I don't think makes a lot of sense. I think they could have come up with a better excuse for not going and just call it what it is. Hey man, we're not going to go. Nobody wants to because they're all scared of COVID.
And everybody has their own excuse. So we're not
all use the same excuse. Literally, all of them have said the same thing. Our dealer base, it's like one guy said it and everyone goes, oh, that's a pretty good idea. Let's just run with that one.
Yeah.
But regardless of all that, basically what they've finally come out and said is that the state of Nevada, if you're inside, you have to wear a mask. If you're outside, you don't have to wear a mask. That's it. They're going with whatever the state deems appropriate. They're not adding any extra flavor to it. You don't need to have your card. You don't need to have gotten a shot in 2 days prior. You don't have to do any of that. It's just basically like the airport. You walk in, you wear a mask, you walk out, you take it off, and you go, oh, thank God. That's it. So it's going to be a mask mandate while they're in the building. Now, some of the things they have done is they've got extra space. So they've opened extra halls. Yeah. So now things will be more spread apart than they would normally be. In the past, they've been kind of narrow, like walking through a Walmart at Christmas time where everyone's just like brushing shoulders. Yeah. They're not going to do that. We have much wider aisles and just lots more real estate. Yeah. And then a lot of things are going to be outside, which they always have been, but there's like a giant outside place. So if you don't want to go inside, you can definitely hang out outside.
Oh, totally.
Fun. Either way, we're going to be there. So if you're planning on going, make sure you come by Audio Control's booth and stop by and say hi.
And just keep eye on the Instagram show. We're going to pop in and say where we are and everything. So, yeah. What's up, man?
Yo. Wow, he's up early.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know. He gets up early. He's got to go to work. I mean, some people have jobs. I don't know who those. I don't know. It's anything. You got what else?
I just come over here to play. That's it. Last one.
I come for a paycheck. I'm not gonna lie.
For all they are in the industry and they want to go to Knowledge Fest Indianapolis, Sony's gonna be there.
Sony's going to be there. They have a special announcement that they're going to make with our friend Anthony Tozzi. Just got a new position with Sony, which is kind of funny. How they how that whole
he has a promotion.
Works. He got a big promotion. So congratulations to Anthony. He's a great guy. Yeah. So all the luck to him. But yes, Sony will be there. I believe this is the ride they're taking. This car has an ES system built into it. It has the new ES touchscreen in the dash. So if you're going to be there, definitely head over to the Sony booth, check it out, and have some fun with them.
They're gonna have the demos and everything, classes. So
yeah. Metro will be there, and then Ground Zero, of course, on digital will be there. I just talked to my friend Ada the other day. He sent me some pictures. He's actually building a car right now for Elias for Ground Zero. And it looks crazy. Of course.
Really?
Oh yeah, he went like full stupid on.
Of course, they always do.
He just goes nuts with the acrylic. So he's building a car for them right now, and then I think he's also doing something for ARC with his Corvette, but he hasn't even started on it yet, and he's got to have it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, and
or a week. Next weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's next weekend. He's got to hurry the heck up. Oh, yeah, wear a mask. Yeah, baby. I have to wear mine 8 hours a day work. And let me tell you what, man. God love you, because I honestly, you get used to it. I know, like, Haley has to wear a mask to work all the time.
Hey, kudos to the people that they have to wear a mask all day, right? Like nurses, doctors, and all that. Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
We try when we went in traveling. Just
we don't try.
Airport.
We have to. It's
like we're just in the airport.
It's enough to make
from that time.
But to be fair, we don't wear them daily.
No,
so we haven't. I don't think anyone ever gets used to them.
No.
Well, we only wore them when we walked over.
Right.
Though. We never wore them in the bay. So I mean, there again, it just all sucks. Yeah. I mean, there's no rationalizing of it. Just all sucks. But hey, let's not end on that news. You got anything else?
Yes, I have big news.
You got an ad. All right.
Yes.
Hold on.
Hang on.
We'll just let the ad play out. Does it have audio or no audio?
It has an audio.
Really? All right. Hold on. I'm gonna turn off our audio and. Fernando's had some free time on his hands and he's making an ad. So yes, for those of you guys that haven't been following along at home or on the YouTube channel, the IRTA 2. We're talking about it now. It should start to ship out within the next 2 weeks. We'll start taking orders. We're not taking pre-orders yet.
Save you money. Don't waste it because you're going to need it.
I think we're just settled on the price is going to be, $250, $249.99, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be, plus shipping. It should be available. We have them. We actually have them in stock. It's just a matter of finishing the website and getting all the other shipping boxes in and all the stuff to get them.
And if you're new to the right now and you don't know what we're talking about, you can check it out. We have some few videos on the YouTube channel.
Well, there was one that went up yesterday.
Yeah.
On there, and then there was 3 that went up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So definitely, we're not working on it. There is no plan for Android connectivity. None whatsoever. It's not even in the cards. This piece was designed specifically for an iPhone. We looked at that at the beginning 2 years ago, and talking with the engineers, they're like, "Listen, you'd have to get we no."
And the reason why is because these Android phone
changes too much.
It changes a lot. They have EQs, some don't. So it's just a hit and miss.
We had to make that decision. It will work with iPhones. It'll work with the DMRTA. It'll work with the PAA3, PAA3X, and MTI Minimalizer. We haven't tried on the PAA2, which most people don't even know exists. And of course, it'll work on anything that has a Lightning connector.
An iDevice, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know there's some Android guys out there totally bummed. And I apologize, but hey, man, if we had to spend another year developing it to work with Android, then it'd be $350, and we were trying to keep the price down as low as possible.
Yeah.
So and let's be honest, we just really kind of wanted to get it out.
An iPhone 1
doesn't have a Lightning connector. It's got to have a Lightning connector.
Yes, it has to. Yeah.
I'm bummed.
Do you have your iPhone 1? The first one?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, probably. Here's the thing. I mean, I know all the guys that hate iPhones and stuff like that, but I mean, you could pick up an iDevice, an iPod Touch, an iPad. You could pick these things up cheap.
Dude, you can buy one like really cheap, an iPad.
You can pick up an old iPad for $80.
Yeah.
I mean, and it'll work. It's not like it won't work.
Now with the new ones.
My iPad is like 4 or 5 years old. And the iPad we had before that was like
I got mine too. It's almost
iPad
the same.
2.
Mine is older.
Yeah.
You got the update, the upgrade, and mine is always still.
But anyways, I mean, hey, it's what it is. We knew we were going to run into that. That's why we ended up calling it the IRTA to kind of denote that like it's an I device.
And it's I.
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No 30-pin connectivity. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Although I do have the adapter still, so I could try it. But I really, I would have to hope for the best, and it would probably die as soon as it powered up. No, we haven't tried. Okay, so we're not sure on the USB-C thing yet for the iPads because we haven't been able to get our hands on one, and the engineer that has a much bigger crowd of people around him. Also, nobody has one, so we haven't been able to verify the USB-C iPads yet. So we're just going to stick with what we know. It'll work on a Lightning connector.
So the new iPhone has a USB-C or still Lightning?
It's still USB. It's still Lightning.
Okay.
They're not getting rid of Lightning.
There you go. So,
but the iPad, some of the bigger iPads are USB-C now. So, Pawn Shop sells minis and iPod Touches dirt cheap. And there again, here's why you got. All right. So here's the rationale behind it. Right now, the cheapest handheld RTA you can get your hand on is a PAA3X for about $600 to $700.
100%.
Okay. This is going to be $250, and you need to pair it with an iPad. Even if you go buy a used iPad, iPhone, or iDevice, you could probably pick one up for around $150. You're still saving $200. If you've already got a device, you're saving a bunch. You can take this IRTA2 and combine it with a iTest mic or a UTest mic. There again, either one, and have a fully functional audio and electrical RTA for under $400. Not only that, this IRTA2, it's called a 2 because it's a 2-channel. The cheapest 2-channel RTA that will measure electrical that you can get your hands on that's handheld is going to be the PAA6.
Yep.
That thing's $1,000 to $1,200.
It's $1,200.
So there is nothing anywhere like this piece, and that's going to allow you to do fun stuff.
If you buy the PAA6, you cannot watch Netflix in there.
Well, Hi-Fi has the 13. He got that one last night.
Right.
And he didn't say anything about it having a USB-C. So
that's what I'm asking. Because he has his that you just told me. So I just want to know if that was USB-C or was still the Lightning. All right. Well, we're in 32 minutes, man.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you for watching the news. We're super excited to have you guys with it. It is Friday. That means tomorrow is Saturday. Make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow being Saturday, of course, at 6 o'clock, we'll have the Q&A show. It'll be lots of fun.
Yes.
And that's gonna. Then we'll be back. We still got a week to go. I was getting excited.
No. We still a week.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
There again, man. It's what it is.
Yeah.
We don't make the rules. It's an aux output, so as long as there's an aux to whatever, chances are good it'll work fine. If there's an aux to USB-C, it might work. We'll just have to wait and see. If we got to go back to the drawing board and redesign the product, we go back to the drawing board and redesign the product. But right now, there's millions and millions of devices that have an Apple Lightning connector in it, so I think we're good for the foreseeable future.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.